Hey, Shalom, Shalom. It's the brother Ishar coming at you with another one through the Rakak Wadash. Before I get started, I'm just giving infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akyams pushing this truth with all faith and all righteousness and all sincerity. To you, I say Shalom, all right? And the title of this lesson is just going to be have a balance with alcohol, man. Don't be consumed by it, man. Have a balance with everything pretty much, man. But nonetheless, man, I want to go into this lesson, man. That alcohol, man. Because brothers drink, and it's okay, man, when it's done in the balance, man. With this scripture in Proverbs, I believe the 31st chapter, roughly paraphrasing this scripture, give strong drink to a man in poverty, man. Okay. But let's go ahead and get to the lesson. This is Psalms chapter 104. Verse 15, and it says, and wine that maketh glad the heart of man, and oil to make his face to shine, and bread which strengthens a man's heart, man. You know what I'm saying? So it brings a little joy, man, on you, man. Ease the pain. All right, when done moderately, though, gotta keep saying that, man. Because brothers fellowship and things, of that nature, and then also, man, even when you just at home chilling, man, all right, it can help relax the body. Okay. When you look into, man, alcohol, man, it has a benefit, which a lot of things does. Okay. But alcohol, just specifically speaking on, man, it has its benefits, man, helps blood circulation. It can relax the nervous system. All right. Help with sleep for some, for most, for some, but nonetheless, man, when it's done moderately, though, man, you can't be over consuming the alcohol, man. Okay, you got to have that balance, man, and make sure you're not overindulging, man. All right, and being consumed. Okay, because you are dealing with spirits, man. Okay, when you're dealing with that alcohol, man. That's why a lot of liquor stores says with wine and spirits, or some of them just name spirits, man. So you got to be mindful of that, man. All right. It's okay to do, but it can overdoing it can affect you, man. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 6:12. It says, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. See, you go into expedient, man, helpful for you. All right. And it says, all things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. So yes, it's lawful for you to drink. All right. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Sip on some yayan every now and then, man. But you got to be mindful of how much, because consuming too much alcohol, man, all right, can and being under the presence of too much alcohol, man, can be bad for you, man. Okay. And we don't need to do things that's bad for us, man. All right, we need to do things to help us, man. All right, in this walk, man. All right, in this truth. Okay. We don't need to be around here being drunk as hell. Okay. Brothers get sauce and stuff like that. Yeah, man. But I'm talking about like just wasted and shit, man. Out your damn minds. Gotta be mindful of that. All right. This is Sirach 31:28. It says, wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of heart and cheerfulness of the mind. See, when being drunk moderately, okay, it brings forth what? Gladness of heart, man. Cheerfulness, man. Wine can help brothers, man, that's, stressed out, but I done seen it, brothers be, vexed, with this filthy ass world, man. Okay. This wicked, this present temple evil world, man. Brothers might just drink a beer, man, and it's just like, they relax, they calm, So wine, it can be a good thing, man. Brothers get a glass of wine, after work or something. After doing a hard day of work, slaving for this damn devil, man. Get home, get a glass of wine, and just relax. There's nothing wrong with that, man. It helps. Sometimes, man. Sometimes, man. Okay, but what really helps is serving Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. That's what the scripture said, give thy burdens. Okay. burden. And then when you go into burdens, man, it's something that you really just you gotta you can't really get rid of, man. All right. So, when we overly vexed and things of that nature, man, hey, give it to the Lord first and foremost. All right, but nonetheless, man, the Lord has left things for us to get by with, it's truth, but then, you had the times where you can, get your sip in, to, relax and chill. Then they do so, man. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Again, it says wine, measurably drunk, and season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of mind. All right. Look up that word measurably. See if it give me some. Able to be measured, moderately, man. And I've been saying that. So I want to get the word moderate in online etymology. This is moderate. It says not excessive in amount. Intensify quality. Okay. But, the main point, not excessive in amount, man. All right. Being mindful, back to that, that precept, man. It says, wine measurably drunk and seasoned bringeth gladness of heart and cheerfulness of mind. So, yeah, man, when it's drunk in a balance, shit, you know what I'm saying? You be feeling good, man. Jake be vibing and all that, man. Sometimes it bring a feeling of, weight, like I was saying, like that weight off of you, man. Get that weight off of you, for the moment, man. Because nonetheless, we still in captivity, all right? So we're going to be stressed the next damn day. But nonetheless, man, it can ease, that your nerves for a minute, for a moment, But yeah, man, get that weight off of you, man, and get those thoughts, wait for a little while, man, Sometimes Jake just be too damn tensed, too tensed and shit, man. Jake just gotta chill, relax, and sometimes wine can do that, But again, back to the I want to go back to the point. I'm gonna get 1 Corinthians 10 and 23. It says, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. See there? So just because it helps a brother doesn't mean it's for you. Okay. So know your spirit, man, and what you can and can't do, man. What's helpful for you, man. All right. Because what's helpful for one brother, man, take a glass, man, after a long day of work and just chill out, And certain brothers have, certain levels, man. They can take, man. Brother can get a few glasses and be all right, man. It might not be expedient for you. You might get up under the influence and then act a damn fool, But you got to know your spirit too, man. All right. Especially when dealing with alcohol, man. All right. Know your limit. Okay. And if you just don't do that, you don't do right at all with it, then just leave it alone. Okay. Find something else. Shit. Okay. Drink on some teas or something that relaxes you then. All right. This is Sirach 31 and 29. It says, but wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of mind with brawling and quarreling, man. See what I'm saying? To that point I was making, sometimes drinking just ain't for some people, man. All right. Have you out here out your damn mind doing too much. All right. Things you'll regret too, man. Trying to fight or some shit. Jake done seen all kind of things, man, with people who, drink, man. All right, you got some, you got that half that be chilled, vibing out, man, having a good time, Actually, you got some brothers that really don't talk a lot. Then, they get a little, wine in them and, little yayan in them, and they get the, really, talking and expressing themselves, man, and brothers be listening, because that's beautiful. Brother can open up to you, you know. But then you got Jake, man, that get on that damn oil and everything a problem, you know. You know, Jake looking here, looking there, you know what I'm saying, for the bullshit, you know. Was that ain't no brother type of mindset. You know what I'm saying? That I'm speaking when I'm talking about Jake on the bull. That's some 2/3 shit, man. You know? Cause that's not of the spirit, you know, of Yahweh Shem Shai. But nonetheless, man, yeah, man. You know, wine drunken, you know, with excess, you know, you know, you drinking too much too, you know. The Jake could be drinking too much and then they lose control of themselves, man. Okay? You don't want to do some shit or say something that you regret, man. All right, so know your limits, know your balance, man. Okay? And at the end of the day, man, too much just have you moving worldly, man. That's one thing about the alcohol, too, man. Too much of it, at the end of the day, it had you moving worldly, man. You know? Sometimes it'll take you out the spirit, man. But, I said that, what's that, Proverbs 21:1 in the NLT. Get an NLT. This Proverbs, nah, that ain't it. What the hell? Yeah. No, that ain't it. Man, what was it? 2:1. If I can't find it, I'm gonna just put it in the comment when I do find it, man. I'm just lead along. That is not the precept. Salakia, you know, Jake trying to figure out, man. Jake, you know, be in the spirit, writing up little, little notes and, you know, precepts. And sometimes, you know, Jacob been done put a number too many or something, you know. But nonetheless, man, I'm gonna just keep going, man. You know, yeah, man. You know, back to that, you know, about that wine, man. It can have you, man, being carnal, man, and worldly, man. All right, which is contrary to the Lord, man. You know, or the spirit, man. You know, and the Lord has a problem with that, man. Nonetheless, okay, being worldly, being carnal. Okay, that's why it's important to be mindful of that, man. Be mindful of yourself. All right, when it comes to drinking. This Proverbs, Salakia, Romans 8:7. It said, because, matter of fact, I'm gonna go up. It says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Verse 7, it says, because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh Shem Shai, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh Shem Shai, neither indeed can be. See, too much of that oil, man. How you out your mind, man? Thinking and doing too much, man. All right, contrary to the scriptures, man. All right, and that's sin. All right, that produces sin, man. Salakia. And overall, man, that's death, man. All right. So you don't want to be in a carnal mind, man. Okay. So if it ain't for you, you know, that oil, you know, the alcohol ain't for you, then leave it alone, man. Okay. So again, man, when it comes to that oil, know yourself, know what's expedient. Okay. Because we got to make sure our light's shining, man. On and off camera, man. All right, we're conducting ourselves, man, righteously. All right, we're representatives of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, so when it comes to that oil, man, know yourself. All right, trust me. You know, just say this is for speaking to myself first and foremost, man. You know, cause Jake had to learn, man, when to turn it on and when to turn it off, man. When it comes to drinking, okay. You know, shit, and then even this, like, you might get too tired if you drink too much. You know, you gotta take your ass home. You know, you just gotta know your limits, man. You know, that's it, Jake. But this Sirach 31:30, it says, drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool, till he offend, it diminish the strength and maketh wounds. See, that damn oil, man, that alcohol had you going off, man. All right, have you hurting yourself? All right, damaging your health, your mind, you know, body and spirit, man. You know, Then it can have you offending. You know, what the scripture say, offend less. You don't want to offend Akim, man. Okay, doing too much. All right. This verse 31. It says, rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine, and despise him not in his mirth. Give him no despiteful words, and press not upon him with urging him to drink. Right, man? Because half the time, man, Jake drinking too much, you know, like I've been going into, man, can't control his emotions, man. You know, and to say something wrong, you know, maybe out of anger or not, you know, but as the scriptures say, man, be angry and sin not, man. Okay. Also respect the brother's spirit, man. You know, that's another thing. Respecting brother's spirit, man. I want to say Romans the 11th chapter goes into that, you know, or 14th chapter, whichever one. I'm not sure, man. You know, going and respecting brother's spirit, man. Brother might not do this that you do. Okay. Brother might not drink, but you do. Okay. Well, shit, that's that brother. He don't want to drink. He might know. Obviously, he might know something you don't know when it comes to him drinking, and he don't want to. Okay. So again, man, respecting the brother's spirit, man. If he don't want to drink, all right, he knows himself enough. Okay. And what he can and can't do, man, leave it alone, man. All right. Pursuing to, yeah, that's what it is. It's in Romans the 14th chapter. You know, respecting brother's spirit, man. But make sure, man, you have that balance, man, with drinking. You, okay? Because any unbalance is not worthy to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Okay, it's an abomination to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. This Proverbs 11:1, it says, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. See, false balance, man, unbalanced, man. Okay. So a just weight is his delight, man. So make sure you're balancing yourself, man. All right, the Lord ain't give us something to not enjoy it, right? But we got to make sure, man, we're balancing that, man, especially when, you know, dealing with alcohol, man. Okay. Know yourself, know your limits. And also, man, hey, sometimes, fast from it. You know, it don't matter if it's, you know, give that liver good 4 to 5 days or something, you know, to reset. Shit. Jay could drink every goddamn day, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. You know, get a cold beer every day. You know, chill. Take a break, man, so you won't be consumed by it. You know. Then you rely on that for your help, man. That's a no-no, man. We rely on your help by Shemi Awashai, man, day in and day out, man, for our help. All right. It's 11:44. Kahalayim La Yahweh Ba Shemi Awashai, man. You know. But I want to get verse. I'm gonna end with this. 1 Timothy 4:8. Cause I spoke on it with fasting. Bear with me, my phone moving kind of slow. It's for 1 Timothy 4:8. It said, for bodily exercise is profit of little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of life that now is, and of what that which is to come. Okay. So, hey, man, you know, just, you know, taking care of yourself, man, you know, fasting, you know, working out, man. Keep yourself in shape too, man. All right. Don't just drink all goddamn day. All right. Get big as hell, pot belly, you know, which, I mean, shit, you know, certain things, you know, hey, brothers might have a little belly, you know, ain't no directed to, you know, brothers, you know, might got a little belly or something, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, you know, Jake sit up there and drink, you know, the alcohol put weight on your ass now, you know. You know, get up and move your body around, man. You know, take care of yourself, man. You know. Matter of fact, I don't know. I can't even think of it. Just going out the dome, trying to make sure I find it. Here it is, Ecclesiasticus 30 and 15. It says, health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth, man. So take care of yourself, man. You know, take care of yourself, man. You know, what you put in your body, you know, to the best of your ability. Ain't nothing wrong with drinking, but hey, don't do too much, man. You know, take care of your body, man. You know, fast, take time from it. Okay. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. You know, just a lesson through, you know, spirit. I'm going to just close out and give infinite honor and glory and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash, the belongings to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akyam that's pushing this truth without faith, righteousness, and sincerity. To you, I say shalom.